So I want to talk about this Dan Bongino jackass for a minute. As you know, he's the deputy director of the FBI, and he is now threatening to resign over this Epstein stuff. Apparently, he had it out at the White House with Pam Bondi. He's furious, apparently, that Pam Bondi won't release all the information. Anyway, I don't buy that at all. I think he's full of shit. I think what happened is, as I explained in a previous video, that he is now in a position as deputy director. He has to cover for Donald Trump, you know. Yeah, he was one of these people pushing the Epstein files when, you know, before he became deputy director of the FBI. He was he's a podcast bro, just ranting and raving, you know, shoveling bullshit to the MAGA cult. And he's making a lot of money doing it. And so he left that lucrative podcasting gig to go join his Orange God King. And now, you know, he pushed all the Epstein lies all the time. He gets there and then he realizes, it's not as I've been saying, and we have to cover this shit up. And so he's in on the cover-up. But, you know, he, by the way, just a couple of weeks ago, he was on Fox News with his boss, Kash Patel, and they were both whining. Bongino was damn near crying, big tough guy pussy that he is. He was whining so hard I thought I was going to break out into tears. Because, it's so hard being deputy director. People get mad at you when you don't do what they want you to do, because he's so upset. You know, he came out and he had to tell the cult, well, you know, Epstein did kill himself, and it wasn't a conspiracy, and now he's, you know, he's part of this cover up of the files and this Epstein client list and all of this stuff. And you know, the MAGA cult is furious over this, but they can't allow themselves to attack their cult leader over this. So they have to pretend that Trump doesn't have anything to do with this cover up. It's Pam Bondi and it's Kash Patel and it's Dan Bongino. Well, Bongino is realizing that he's going to be destroyed over this. He makes millions off of the cult. If the cult turns on him, what the hell is he going to do for money? He was expecting to go serve the Orange God King in the administration, then leave and be a hero even more and make even more money from his podcasting gig. Well, if the cult ends up hating him over this Epstein cover-up, he's going to lose his gravy train. So now he's like, what the hell do I do? All right, I gotta threaten to resign. I gotta get out of here. I gotta resign. And if I resign, I can blame Pam Bondi. I can say it's all her fault. She's part of the cover up, and so I'm gonna quit. And this way he saves face. He says, hey, it's not me, it's Pam Bondi. And then he can get back to being a podcast bro and rake in the millions. But there's a problem. There's a problem with that. It seems to me, I mean, unless his plan is to absolutely resign, but what if Pam Bondi resigns or Trump does fire her? I don't see that happening because Bondi's doing what Trump wants her to do. And then, you know, Bondi probably knows the truth, or maybe she doesn't know the truth. Maybe it's all been withheld from her and she's just been giving her marching orders, I don't know. But if she does know the truth, Trump can't fire her, really, because then he runs the risk of her spilling the beans. Because she'll have nothing to lose at that point. Her career will be totally destroyed if Trump fires her and throws her under the bus and everything. Anyway, back to Bongino. Like, I don't know how this is going to play out, but if Pam Bondi resigns or get fired, then Bongino's got a problem. Because the truth is, Bongino is not being prevented from telling the truth about Epstein because of Pam Bondi. They're all being prevented from telling the truth about Epstein and Trump because of Trump. So if Pam Bondi resigns or gets fired, Bongino can't blame Bondi anymore. And it doesn't matter who gets put in Bondi's position. It doesn't matter. The Attorney General, the Director of the FBI, and Deputy Director Dan Bongino, they're all going to have to cover for Trump no matter what. So the best thing for Bongino, if that's his plan, if this is all just to get the hell out, or try to preserve his credibility with the Trump cult, the best thing for him to do is just stop threatening to resign and just quit already. Just quit and get the hell out of there to preserve your reputation. Now, I am not, this is not me giving him advice. I don't want to help this piece of shit out in any way. I cannot stand Dan Bongino and all of these people like him. So, you know, I hope his career is trashed for all time. I hope that he is just one of the many people whose lives and livelihoods have been completely destroyed and their reputations completely destroyed for having been willingly associated with Donald Trump. By the way, at this point, what kind of an idiot do you have to be to go work for Donald Trump? Do they not pay attention to anything that's happened over the last 10 years? Who comes out better for having been associated with Donald Trump? Everyone gets destroyed who works for Donald Trump. At least the risk is way too great to take. I mean, you're an idiot. I mean, Pam Bondi, what were you thinking? You know, you were raking in tons of money, lobbying for foreign governments, sucking up to the Trump cult on Fox News. It was only a matter of time until you got a really lucrative Fox News contract. Or was she under, did she have a contract with Fox? I don't know. She was on Fox apparently so friggin' often. But she could have just continued to suck up to the cult. Now the cult hates her. Now the cult is blaming her for the cover-up. How does she come back from this? Because the cover-up is being ordered, obviously, by Trump. She can never turn on Trump now. So she is in a completely no-win situation that I don't know how she gets out of it. I don't know if it's possible. If the truth never comes out, she's going to be blamed for it. If Trump fires her, I mean, there's no way she gets out from this. And if she comes out with the truth, that's not going to help. What's she going to do? Come on. The reason is she going to quit and say, the reason I didn't release it is because Trump ordered me not to, because he's in the Epstein files. Okay, good. I will applaud you, Pam Bondi. But your career is shot. I mean, you can't go back to Fox News after that. You can't make millions peddling bullshit lies to the cult. And you won't have an end to the Trump administration anymore, so you're not going to be able to make millions lobbying. I mean, you're screwed. I don't know what this woman does. Anyway, these people have put themselves in this position, and I just love it for them. I just do. And so I think, as for Bongino, the guy that I was talking about originally, I don't know what the hell he's going to do. As I say, I think the best thing for him is to just quit now. And I think he could probably make that transition back to the good side of the cult. If he waits too long, he may miss his opportunity. But whatever. I hope they're all destroyed in the end, one way or another. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again soon.